What's going on, guys? So today I want to talk to you guys about the foundation of credit, why it actually matters to you and why it is, relevant to your life and how it could affect you. So let's start with a lower home mortgage. So as you guys know, when you want to buy a house, or matter of fact, you want to even rent a house, they're gonna check your credit scores, and based on that, the amount of money that you will be paying, it will be significantly different. So as an example, someone who has lower than 670 credit scores will have significantly higher interest rate than someone who has maybe over 780 credit scores, because that will be the deciding factor between higher interest rate and the lower interest rate. So I mean, there's so many data out there in the internet of talking about especially with credit, how much of an interest rate you could be saving just by having a high credit scores. And another topic that I want to talk about is leasing and buying cars. So what happened to me was, when I got my car, I think it was about 4 years ago, I didn't know anything about credit. At that time, I was 24 years old. 20 years old, and I didn't know anything. So I went to Toyota, I wanted to buy this, just Corolla, a very simple car at that time. But I wasn't able to afford it because, the dealership guy said, my interest rate will be 25%. I mean, at that time, it was only $18,000 car. However, it was, that was my budget, but I didn't know that I was gonna have that over 20% APR. So I was very baffled by that. So actually, I got lucky enough that my dad was actually a co-sign for me, and because of that, I was able to get under 2% APR. So obviously, I was able to save significant amount of money. So I think that was the time I just had this revelation that wow, credit matters. And another thing is homeowners insurance as well. So you want to get insurance, even for just having a house. Just to cover your house, they're gonna check your credit scores, and basically just from your credit score, they're gonna determine your rate. So that sometimes I feel like that is not fair to some degree, but the truth of the matter is this is a card that we're playing with. This is a game that we're playing with. So you want to play better game in poker, right? You need to have a face card, right? That's the same concept. And another thing is loan program. The same thing. You get a loan program as far as you want to get a loan that just for emergency reason. They're gonna look at your credit scores, and I cannot stress enough about the deciding factors of how much they're gonna give you based on your credit scores. And maybe some of you who are watching this are a business owner who want to expand your business by having credit, but you can't do that. By increasing your limit because you want to maximize your business funding, but you can't do that because you have bad credit. Alright, so now let's talk about the fun stuff. I feel like I kind of stressed you guys enough about all the possible negative things that you could have if you have really bad credit score. So now I want to talk about free traveling, and this is a topic that I guess a lot of people know me as Jake, someone who travels a lot and stuff like that. So I definitely want to talk to you guys about that matters because I feel like I have so much more knowledge in that sense. So let's talk about free traveling. So airfare, right? So if you have a good credit score, you could actually get many different travel cards. You could get cars like Chase Sapphire Reserve, American Express Platinum card. You can get a Capital City a card. City. There's just so many different travel cards that's gonna give you a significant amount of travel point. So I think a couple months ago I got approved for a Capital One business card, which gives me 2% cashback on whatever that I spend on. So I run a e-commerce stores, and obviously I spend money on, and just from that alone I make about $500, maybe $600 just from that organic spend. And I can actually use that for my airfare price, or I can even use the cashback that I'm gonna get from my Capital One bank, and just to buy a plane ticket. And another thing that I like to do is to obviously increase my credit limit and then you spend more money on, so that I can actually, get more points. So some of the things that we like to do, me and my partner, we like to fund all of our business expenses with our credit card. So with the American Express Business Gold, every time I buy from like a retail stores, it gives me like a 4x membership rewards points. So some days, we spend like over $10,000, and that alone will give us almost 40,000 points, which is equivalent to like buying a airfare, one-way airfare. And there are just so many, like practical things we can apply to. And another thing, hotel. So I have, a Marriott card, Hyatt card, Ritz-Carlton card. There's just so many cards that I have for hotel, and all of those cards give me so much benefit. Just with Marriott, Marriott is one of my favorite hotels because they just have so many different hotel locations that I like to go to. And with Marriott, I have a Platinum Elite status, which gives me like basically, I can do like a late checkout at like 4. I can check in earlier and stuff like that in nature. And also what I can do is whenever I arrive at a place, they usually, a lot of the times, they would kind of like upgrade me into like a better room. So, whenever I'm traveling, I can pick the cheapest room and still get the best room because of my status. So just by having that, that credit cards would kind of like open you to a newer level of status. And another thing is rental car. You want to get a rental car when you're traveling. If you have an American Express Business Platinum card, or I think that with other credit cards, they're gonna give you status. You can actually do like a status match and get those rental cars companies status. So, but because of that, I can book the cheapest car and still get like a upgraded version of the car because I have the status with them, which is very significant. And this alone, like as you guys have seen from my Instagram, my IG story, like I'm always traveling. I mean, there are certain things that you just can't fake, So like it's not because like I just make so much money, I like to blow. It's because I get to do that because I just incur a lot of points. You know what I mean? So that is very, very significant, in my life, being able to travel, going to places that I have never been to, taking my wife to somewhere that she has never been to. And we are able to do that because, we know how to maximize our credit card points. And the next video, I'm going to talk about, what are my favorite credit cards and what I use. All right. So anyway, next section is why you don't have credit. So some of you who are watching this are probably thinking, well, I don't need credit, bro. Like I only carry cash. Cash is a king. No, that is not true, bro. Like cash is not king. That is just stupid metaphor. So I only use cash. I don't borrow money. Okay, I don't borrow money because I don't need to. Credit cards are bad. Okay? Because of high interest rate. Yes, that is true. All my credit cards have high interest rate. However, I don't pay any of this interest rate because I pay the balance in full. So obviously I don't carry any balance. Because of that, I don't pay any interest rate. Some people have told me that they're scared because they might get a possible collection. So I mean, truth of the matter is you need to understand how to use credit card, how to use it towards your life to maximize it. So I do understand that some people are scared to use credit cards, or in fact just a general sense of credit because they're not like they don't really understand. So like just because they don't understand, like they don't want to use it. You know what I mean? So that's why like I want to make the video to kind of like give you guys an idea and kind of give you guys my life experience. Alright, so another topic is credit myth. So these are some of the misconceptions that most people, or I mean a lot of people just have, and I truthfully don't know why. Maybe it's just one of those like urban legends of just little stories that most people have heard. So I want to like debunk that idea. Alright, so paying interest will increase your credit scores. So, I mean, to me that makes no sense, but for some reason, to some people, the fact that you're paying a bit of interest rate and they would somehow increase your credit score. No, truth of the matter is paying interest rate does not increase your credit score. What actually increases your credit scores is based on the 5 components of a FICO score. So one is a payment history, one is credit utilization, one is mixed credit, new credit, and I can't remember the last one right now, but you guys can look it up from in Google. Just type in 5 component of credit, and there's just so many facts out there, so you can just kind of like refer from that. All right, so checking my own credit pulls on inquiry. Technically, yes, that is true. It is called like a soft inquiry. Basically, when you're checking your credit score from creditkarma.com, whatever, what's gonna happen is you're gonna put a soft inquiry. However, like that inquiry doesn't matter. Like basically, what matters is the hard inquiry. Hard inquiries are the ones that you get pulled. When you're applying for credit cards. When you want to get your home, when you want to, get a car, lease a car, whatever. Those are the time when they're going to pull your credit report to see, what kind of person you are. So obviously having too many hard inquiries are not, good, right? But, we can talk about hard inquiries in different topics, but I want to talk about the fact that inquiries don't matter as much, unless you have like over 20 inquiries. Truthfully, you can have like 5 to 6 inquiries within 1 year, because that shows that you are, kind of seeking credit, you want to learn more. And so in that sense, it is okay. However, you don't want to have like maybe like over 6 inquiries within like a 3 months of period, because that shows that, you're being excessive, that shows that you want to you're kind of desperate. Obviously nobody likes desperate people, right? So, banks look at that kind of as if, okay, this person could be potentially dangerous. So, all right, so good idea is, what did I say? All right, so another thing is good idea to close the close credit account. I'm sorry, it is good idea to close credit card account. I kind of write that in double. So basically, some people are saying it is good to close your account because you're not using that credit card. Truthfully, you can go both ways. If you have a credit card that you have $600 annual fees, and for some reason you cannot remove the annual fees or downgrade that credit card, yeah, in that sense, maybe it is wiser to cancel that credit card. However, when you cancel your credit card, you're losing that age of history. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna decrease your overall age of history. So truthfully, you don't want to do that, because your credit score is also made of your credit age. So basically, when you close your account, it's gonna decrease your overall credit age. So that could be another tip you guys should look out to. Alright, so this is all I have for today, and if you guys have more questions, please shoot me a DM. I'll try to answer as much as I can. So I'll see you guys later.